How are you guys doing?
Good.
Okay. So, not much of a teacher, but Polly asked me to come here and share some knowledge and experience that I've got. I also got the school here, and I did have my fair share of experiencing, the afterlife and also experiencing the success of it. So, firstly, this is the question at hand. And as I see it, it's not really like straightforward answer to it. So I would like to firstly get your guys' take on how you answer this question before I go in. So is anybody who knows, like, how do you think you can get a job as a editor? Showreel.
I don't know, I guess putting your stuff online for people to see, whether it's like in small individual projects and constantly marketing it and marketing yourself as the editor. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, anyone else? That's it. Shadowing? Okay, how would you get into that shadowing? So you have to like get someone who you know.
But of course, you have to show them.
Yeah. So you have to have something paid all the time, basically. Yeah. Cool. So those are good answers. I think it's some of the things that I've also put down. I'm first gonna tell you guys about me. Yeah. So I started from primary school being interested in the arts. I was mostly music first. As you know, we grew up in a generation where hip hop was the whole big thing, and I was one of those breeds of people who wanted to make music. And that's the thing that I always wanted to do throughout my life. And as I grew up and got into high school, I used to be involved in these dramatic arts, getting awards from primary school for the thing that I'm doing, which gave me the hope that, okay, maybe I'm good at this thing. I wasn't really strong at academics much, but I was like, if I can focus my energy on this thing that I'm good at, then maybe I will succeed at it. And also, you know how parents are, they don't really trust what you're doing, they don't really know the arts as much, so you have to kind of prove it to them. So from high school, I decided that I want to expand my knowledge beyond the music realm. I don't want to go the normal route and just do that, go to sound engineering school, which is what I was thinking of doing. But I was like, let me try and expand and know the visual aspect of it, know how to produce, be behind the scenes just as much as I wanted to be in front of the camera, so that I can be in control of my creativeness basically, and not depend on someone else and approach people, but be the guy who also knows what goes on behind the scenes, behind the closed doors. So I came to AFDA, and I thought when I came here, I want to be good at basically everything. So I'm talking to you guys as editors, but I'm also talking to you guys as just artists. Just putting in your different focus and different work in every aspect of what you're doing. So when I was at AFDA, I made sure that I put in a lot of work in what I was doing, and I eventually got the rewards for it. I don't know if Polly told you, but I was awarded awards for my telenovela, constant awards. I got deep on the Dean's list, I got cum laude, and I was also doing 3 subjects for my 3rd year, so I was also passing all of those subjects because I wanted to just do as many things as possible. So I was doing editing and directing and writing. So I was involved the whole time, even with all my projects. I was involved in the writing state, I was involved in the directing state, I was involved in the editing. So I always made sure that my project was going to be good. Nonetheless, everybody wanted to work with me because they knew my work ethic was, on point. Like, we are going to be award winning. Because that's what I was thinking. My goal was to do the best I can. Because first of all, I'm paying a lot of money here. You guys know that. And you want to make sure that you use that to your biggest advantage, because you guys are in a great school, So you want to use all of the resources that you have around you, all of these mags, all of these lecturers that are experienced. You want to get as much as you can to make your chances that much better. So that goes to my next point. The TV shows that I've worked on since I got out. So basically different companies, but started off with the internship with the Brent Owens on the Discovery Channel and Married at First Sight, and then I got invited to work on The Fighter at first when I first got into the Sec Entertainment Company, which produces idols and voting bashes, which I also got to work on and still currently working on right now. So that kind of gave my CV and my portfolio a bit more meat. But now I'm trying to tell you guys now how to get in, because now there's the in part that it matters at this point, because you guys are in third year right now, and you guys are thinking about how will I now start getting in to what I want to do. So like I said before, there isn't really any direct formula, but I want to kind of give you guys as much information of what I know and what helped me out. This is the basic stuff. Obviously, as you guys said, a CV that's necessary. Some companies don't really ask for CVs, some do, but you just always have to have one ready. Because sometimes you will be more referred to something than you are getting something from the application. Because a lot of people are applying, but companies mostly want people who are the best at what they do, because companies are stressing about deadlines, they're trying to get things done, and if they want to get somebody on board, they don't want to have to take time to be teaching this person, to be grooming them. If somebody doesn't have good work, like if you can see from school that you weren't doing good, we're not going to hire you first, because you're going to waste our time in trying to get this done. So we're always going to want to get the best out of the lot, So if you have the CV in order, like your education, your information, your achievements, your skills, your work experience, and obviously the references to the works that you worked on, it does give your CV a bit of meat. But that is like I would say it's minimum to you getting something. It's just something that's necessary to have. But then obviously you also need a show reel. I just put together, I have different type of show reels. So I have a directing show reel, I have a camera show reel, because I also do camera work. And then there's also the editing show reel. I just want to show you guys quickly what I worked on. I tried to fit a lot of things into one, so some of them I moved past quicker. But you'll get the whole idea. It's not everything I've worked on, but I just got many things that I can put into the show that matters. Yeah, so that's a show reel. Don't mind some of the black, because I was trying to cut out the unnecessary, because that insert goes on longer. So I had to just Okay, so as we know, right, we're living in a competitive world, it's a competitive industry. So to sometimes say that all of these things that we show, CV, show reels are the only thing that's gonna put us on is not enough. There's a lot of things that you as an individual have to put into it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Sure.
I just want to ask you in terms of the show reel.
Yeah.
Right. I think this is just my perspective. I think you said all of the best shots for last. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you say the best strategy would be to put such a huge name alongside your name, like Idols, at the beginning? Because I think that would then make me or whoever's watching to want to watch the whole thing, because obviously this guy has worked on Idols.
Yeah.
Would that be the right manner of thinking?
It can always go both ways, because also you don't wanna now go up and then start going down as well. It's just like, okay, why did you go from there to here? It's not showing progression, it's not showing inclination. So in a way, I wanted to make it as genuine as possible to be like, this is where I'm starting and rising to that and getting to this point. So you can look at it both ways, I guess. I get also what you say, getting someone hooked onto the first shot. But it could go both ways. I just prefer to go on the incline. Yeah. Oh yeah. So it starts here and after to be able to get your name out there. It should have started from first year actually, because I think you guys know already that people want to work with the best, even in your own cliques. You always want to work with the best crew, because that crew is going to put you on, to winning. So if you're now starting to take things seriously, it's still good. It's not the end of the world, but it makes it harder to now maintain a good production, because you possibly be working with some lazy people or whoever. I think you guys have read a lot of people throughout the years of who is a hard worker and who's not. And it works like that also going out, because people want the best person out of the clique. So your teachers are gonna be the ones to refer you guys. Like I was mostly referred. Most of the jobs came to me rather than me looking for them, because I made sure that I did the best where I was here. And when I made the name for myself here, it made it easy for me to be selected. Because if people like Paulie or people like Henriette get asked by these company producers, can we please have your best student? Obviously they're gonna want the best. Why would you go for second first? You'd rather go for the person who was your top student first and then go down from there. So that's what companies also want, because they want someone they can see that has potential, someone they can see they can easily work with, because results also show your character. And if your character is great in school, then it's obviously going to be great in the workplace. So that's the person people want to work with. So if you make your name here first, that is when you actually have a better chance. And you guys are also because it's such a world that has so many people that are doing what you're trying to do, you want to take every advantage and opportunity that you have. You guys are after, that already puts you guys on a higher plane. Now, while you're after, you have other people after you're competing with. So now you're also trying to be the best here, so that you get selected into, the job or whatever it is. But then I will also want to stress something that it's not necessarily the end of the world if you don't get a job per se, because you also need to know how to make your own. And we know that our youth is dealing with a lot of unemployment currently, so you guys need to know how to create your own jobs. But a job is great because you learn experience, you learn how the professional world actually works. So there's some things you don't learn here that you learn there. Because here, I would say is more like 20% of the things that you're gonna learn when you get out. Because I got there and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Okay, now I'm learning as I go. I'm learning these new softwares, and you kind of like put under pressure to kind of learn that fast, because time is money at the end of the day. But then at least they take time to educate you and get you through it. But if you're a person who is hardworking and they saw that, okay, you have potential, then obviously you're going to be easy to teach. Yeah, like everything can be an end, so there's no set thing, like I said. You kind of, in this industry, it's like you could put in your CV, you could be referred, someone can see something online, someone can talk to a friend. There's a lot of different ways you could get in. There's no set way, one way, but you want to create as much opportunities as possible. You want to put your hands everywhere to get a better chance. So if you can do anything good, then you have a chance to get, something out of that anything. So you don't want to look at just one path. You want to create as many paths as you possibly can in order to stay ahead. Yeah, so like I said, put yourself out there. Like I think you mentioned it. Like put yourself online. Constantly put your work out. So you don't want to get out and just try to look for a job and just sit at home and like, oh mama, I didn't get anything, you know. You want to keep on working. I mean, I was like unemployed for almost a year, and in that year I was just working on my own stuff. That's some of the stuff that I was posting as like, I'm gonna do something nonetheless. You know, I'm gonna work at getting a camera, I'm gonna work at getting my own software, and my own laptop already. So I'm gonna use what I have currently and just build from there, use the skill that I've learned here. And the more I do that, the more opportunities I'm creating for myself, the more people I'm meeting, the more relationships I'm making. And in that, you kind of put yourself out there, throw in the net, you could catch a fish, you could catch a big fish, you could catch a small fish, but whichever fish you catch, you want to make sure that you take that opportunity and maintain it and create more opportunities from there. So even if you get into a small company, do the best that you can there. Make sure that you stand out so that you could possibly be referred to another company that's even bigger than that one or whatever, or you meet someone there who's working on something and want to use you. So just anything could happen, basically. But you want to make sure as you as a person that you are strong enough and that you are skilled enough and that you're dedicated enough. You want to work on you first and then everything else will open up. So yeah, be prepared. You guys heard the term preparation meets opportunity success. So if an opportunity comes to you and you're not prepared for it, then you're probably gonna drop. So you guys are being prepared now, you guys are able to edit, I'm sure. So if someone now comes with an opportunity for you to edit something, some things are difficult because I remember when I was approached the first thing that I edited when I got to this other company was some other long 2-hour, what was it? It was some breast cancer thing that people were doing, going onto Mount Everest, and the footage was also terrible. So I had to like use that footage and make a 2-hour thing that's gonna be engaging. And I just got out of school where I'm doing documentaries and stuff for like 15 minutes and you know, a telenovela that we worked on for 2 terms. But now it's like the pace suddenly changes. Now you're working every day, you're editing every day. You're not just preparing and then editing once. You're like literally editing every day. You're now going on a faster pace. You're now working on different projects at once. So it just suddenly changes and you need to be prepared for that because it could like be a little overwhelming at first if you're not used to it. But yeah, I think if you can prepare early, then when the opportunity arises, you're ready for it and you dominate and you build it from there. So a lot of the time, the companies like kind of put you on a probation of some sort. Like maybe they'll say they're getting you for 3 months, and then if you prove yourself worthy, you'll see yourself staying longer and longer and longer. And then the longer you stay there, the more opportunities also arise from that stay and the more shows and stuff. So this might be sounding weird, but I would say stay fit. Like I said, it's a competitive sport. See it as a sport, guys. Like being in the industry, you're not just an artist. An artist is a sport. So you need to be prepared at every level. You need to make sure you outbest somebody else that maybe is, you know, doing the less the work. If you're doing more of the work, you're staying on top of your game, you're staying fit mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know, it puts you on a better chance because you're actually working at your body. And if you, I don't know who has gone to exercises and stuff, but when you exercise, you feel the feeling that you get, the euphoria that you get, how your mind opens and how your mind, you know, is fresh. If you walk into that with that mentality, you're oozing with positive energy, then you're creating, you know, relationships on a better scale than somebody who probably has a hangover from last night and then you get into this, you know, environment. You're not gonna be on the same level as the guy who just went to gym, basically, you know what I'm saying? So on every level, you wanna try and up yourself, you know, constantly be competing, constantly be on a high level, train yourself, always train yourself emotionally to be able to take some of the emotional breakdowns you may get from some of the jobs that you may be getting. Because sometimes you'll be like working long hours and some people will be putting pressure on you, and you get people in the workplace that are like starting to lose their minds and they take it out on you, and now you have to deal with that strain and also be able to perform because there's deadlines, so you have to finish, you know, what you're doing at a certain time, and you need to do it well. And to do it well, you need to be alive, you need to be awake, you know, you can't be too tired. So yeah, I'd say that, I mean, you guys can take it or not. I know a lot of people don't like to stay fit, but I would say it does help you a lot. And I'm just speaking from myself, you know, like things that help me out to stay on top of my game. Because when I was in school, I used to do that. I used to work out in the morning, come into class. When I'm in class, I start engaging. You know, my mind is open. I'm literally taking as much information as possible, you know, so that I know that I've given it my all and I've given it my best. I mean, I wasn't thinking that I'm going to be getting my name on that wall or like getting these awards and stuff. I was just like, I want to do the best I can and I want to make sure I make good content because I'm just passionate about making good content and I don't want to fail. So I'm going to do whatever is necessary to stay at my best, to stay awake, to stay alive. If I'm going to be doing something constant every day, I want to make sure that I stay fit for it. Yeah, like I said, positive images. So those things can also tie together. They can help you have a positive. You want to constantly keep yourself positive. I mean, you won't always be people. Sometimes you're going to go through some stuff, you know. But you want to, when you have that energy instead of the negative, then you create more opportunities in a way. Because if you're just sitting negatively, you could be a grumpy person. People don't want to work with you. People don't want to be close to you. You know, if you constantly rude or constantly this and that, it goes a long way. It's not just I can edit. It's are you good to work with? Are you a person that I can actually sit down with and not have to struggle with on top of what I'm already struggling with here? You know, so you want to literally also be a self-motivator, you know, motivate yourself because sometimes you're gonna need it. I mean, sometimes you're gonna feel like giving up, sometimes you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna feel like it's too much, you know? And because you're a person, your emotions sometimes can take over your logic. But in an industry, you kind of have to keep playing. I mean, if I'm Messi and then I'm gonna go in the field and play, whatever he's going through, you know, at home or whatever, he still has to come and show up and he still has to score the goals. You know, he still has to play at the best of his ability. He can't have an excuse to say, I'm feeling this way, you know, I had a bad day or whatever it is. You want to try and work at that. And there's physical ways to actually try and build that positive energy, which is some of the things that I mentioned on the previous slide. That stuff can actually help you stay positive. And the more you stay positive, the more you're able to, you know, create opportunities, the more you're able to build good relationships, the more you're able to actually put passion into what you're working on. You know, and once you put passion in what you're working on, then it's gonna come out right and people are actually gonna see it. And yeah, it's gonna speak for itself. Yeah, and obviously you gotta stay focused despite the distractions. I know like in school there's a lot of distractions that happen and you are in a varsity, there's a lot of party life and stuff. And I'm not saying you can't do that, you're young, you know, you can have fun, but you need to know how to balance that. You know, I wasn't going out much. I'd rather stay and maybe make sure I finish my group doc, for example. And people would now start their group doc 2 days or 1 day before actually read these books and make sure, you know, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I was always like, I want to put the best in everything that I'm doing, including that. As much as you think that is not important, it actually is. It actually does help you in the long run. You know, as an artist, it builds your discipline, it builds your education and information. So if you start early, it helps you in the long run to do a better job at it. You know, now I would take like time to be reading these books, do my research before, and then maybe on the second week or the third week, then I'll start writing it out. You know, so you want to stay focused with the people out there saying, I'm going here, I did this at this time. Don't feel under pressure. You are on your train. You know, you're looking down, you're doing your thing despite what anyone says. Because at the end of the day, it's just you. You know, you came here alone. You know, your parents took you here. You met all these people when you got here. So these people are going to leave when you get out. And that's the truth. I haven't seen most of my friends from here in a long time. And now it's just me. Now I'm dealing with my own, you know, unemployment, you know, and I can't get in. Suddenly I realized that the stuff that I should have been doing here have been a waste. I've wasted all this money, I've wasted all of these opportunities. Now I'm chilling and now I can't make it in. So you need to think on this, like literally be here in your bubble. Be like, I'm doing this, and then cool, I have time now, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do that. I can actually afford to do that. You know, so you gotta stay focused. Always know the goal that you have. You know that you want to succeed. You know that you want to get an award or whatever. So keep having that at the forefront of your mind, and then just every action that you make is towards that goal. I mean, I'm still in that game field. I'm not talking like a person who's made it. I'm still on a journey right now. Like everything that I've been showing you guys is just where I am now, and just showing the fruits of what I've been getting so far. But I'm still heading somewhere. I still have some goals in mind that I still want to achieve. But so far so good. That's what I'm saying to myself. But I'm still not content. I'm still going. I'm still focused. I still need to stay focused. I need to keep my mind sharp. Sometimes I want to be losing it. I can lose my feet a little bit, but I gotta get back up. Keep on walking. Keep on going for it. Then obviously the skill. Obviously you gotta have skill. Like you can't have all of that and then you can't make it. Like at least know how to do the job itself. So those are just things that help you, but you need to obviously have a skill. You gotta be a visionary. You're kind of a director as well as an editor. You need to have vision as well. You need to have a vision in the project that you're doing, and you need to put your own creativity into it. So you need to be able to solve problems. I'm sure you guys already know that there's a lot of things you probably have to solve, a lot of troubleshooting, because when things come and footage is not right or whatever, it's up to you to put it together. Or if you can't, you let the directors and them know that, okay, we need to shoot the scene again. But it's your name on the line, so you want to make sure that your issue is good, and you can't take no for an answer. But you need to literally think for also the whole other external stuff, like your the deadlines and the monies and all of that. So what you have most of the time is what you're gonna have to solve. So you can't always rely on you can reshoot. You need to make sure that if you want, you can go and set yourself and make sure everything's going right. If the director is lacking or something, you need to put your foot in there. Don't just think I'm an editor, I'm gonna deal with it just in post-production. So part of this is also to be involved in the production so that when it comes to your edit, you know that you can actually deliver. So yeah, you need to be sharp under pressure. Like I think I mentioned this earlier, like when the pressure comes, you need to know that you still have to finish this, you still need to do this job. So you can't think that you can just stop because you feel some type of way. You need to stay sharp, you need to stay on the ball no matter what happens, no matter the problems that come. And obviously the consistency, you need to stay consistently good at what you're doing. In every project you want to put your best foot. You want to make sure that every project you touch must turn to gold. You must literally be that person that we can see is anything this person does is good, so we can trust them. We can actually put our money into it. Because at the end of the day, it's an investment. You are a business. As an individual, you're a business. I'm putting money because I know that I'm gonna get something out of it. So that's literally what the job is. It's you as the individual being your own business, and you are being invested in by your producer. So you want to make sure that you're consistent in everything that you do so that you have a better chance. And obviously your presentation must be good and must be sellable. So you are selling yourself, you're selling your business. That's your product. So you're the business and your editing is your product. Stay educated. Whether you're in school or you're not in school, keep on growing your mind. I mean, there's only a certain time that you're here, but you can't learn everything in that time. So it's up to you also when you're outside of here to learn more things. I mean, we are in an age of the internet, so we have information at the tap of our fingers. We can get anything that we want, but we need to go and look for it. We need to make sure that we are growing ourselves constantly, and we never feel like we've learned too much. We never feel like we know it all. We always must think that we are babies in everything that we're doing, and we're constantly trying to grow and get ourselves. So education is very important. And yeah, take notes in class, engage. I mean, you don't have to, but I feel like it really helps because it shows your engagement. The more you are engaging in class, is the more you actually get. I mean, if you're disengaging, you're only hurting yourself at the end of the day. I don't mind if you're not listening or whatever. It's up to you. You know, you're the individual, like I said. You're the one who's here, who was brought you as the individual. If you're not going to take it seriously, it's on you at the end of the day. And it's going to show, you know, in everything going forward. So you want to take every opportunity that you have here. Like, seriously. Like after. I mean, you guys are about to graduate, so some of the things I'm saying, you know, might not really apply as so, but I think it can apply even after school, you know, to know that you're constantly growing. I'm almost there. Emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is basically knowing how to treat people, you know, knowing how to build, because relationships are just as valuable as the paper and the skill and the seed, whatever. They are your value. They are your currency as well. If you know many people, you have more chances, you have a higher value. So if you know people in higher places, for example, then it just literally gives you that much more advantage than the other person. So and to get those relationships, you need to have EQ. You know, you need to be able to build relationships because you're also working in crews. So you guys need to know how to work together. You need to know how to be in synergy because that's when the project actually comes out right. So if you can do that, separating your friendships and your business, because sometimes when you get out, you'll have a lot of certain jobs that people take advantage of because you're a friend, you know, dog, you might troll me, like, come on, do this thing for free, whatever. You guys must set your boundaries. I mean, know what you're getting out of it, even if it's free, but know that you guys can help each other out. What is he giving to you or her? You know, what are they giving to you just as you're giving to them? It could be literally opportunity. If you see that, okay, this person's good at this, I'm good at this, let's work together. But if it's just somebody in jail who just wants to use you the whole time, it's wasting your time. It's taking from you more than giving. So you also want to keep on thinking on the frequency of getting what you need out of what you're doing, because it's your job at the end of the day. It's not just something you're doing as a hobby, it's also your job. People would there was someone who was saying this in my office at some point, people are mostly hiring for their character more these days. So if you got a good character, like that actually gives you a better chance. I mean, somebody could be better than me, but if they're cocky and they're disrespectful, there's a less chance they're gonna get it than me because I'm a nice guy. I'm more approachable. I'm more, you know, communicative. I'm more easy to be around. So they're gonna wanna rather work with that person. Let's rather make that person better, rather than working with someone who is a grouch and stuff, you know. So you wanna make sure that your character is on point because that is gonna determine you getting those jobs. Yeah, that's basically it. Make sure you're good so that you're good to others. You know, the whole moral edge to it. So what is expected of you? Easy, your work must be done regardless of what's going on. Deadlines, overrule time. So you could think that I got this week and these hours, but if something is due on Monday, then it's up to you to make sure it's finished. So you could stay later than you would like to. You know, you'd work longer than you'd like to. So the deadline literally overrules the time. The time can be given, but it's an estimation. But if you feel like I can finish this in 2 days, so let me wait a week, that's on you if you really feel you can do that. But if you say, okay, I'm gonna use that week and I'm gonna do this and that, then it's gonna work with your benefit. So yeah, TV is organized, it's structured, everything, everybody's doing their thing. If you, as say the assistant, are supposed to be logging and binning and making sure the footage is good for the next day for the editor to start cutting, and you don't do that, you're literally messing up the train, because now if you flop, then he can't get it, and then she can't go to Final Mix, and they can't go to online So you want to make sure that where you are not the one dropping the ball, because they're gonna come harder and be like, what the heck is going on? And that's a lot of, people in this line, and there's a lot of money also that's put into that, because these producers book these final mixes, for example, at this time, and the footage must come in at this time. If there's no footage, then it's a waste of money, So you want to make sure that the engine is running. TV industry is an engine, literally. You're just a part of the engine. So yeah, know your role and play it well, sit on your station, make sure that what you are designed to do, you do to the best of your ability, you finish it, and you know that your job is done. Anything else will come after that. It has nothing to do with you. You make sure that your role is played. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm down to take some questions. Please don't make any hard questions. But yeah, that's it.
Mine is simple, just about in terms of charging someone, how would you determine the price for
Yeah.
that amount of work?
Me too.
Yeah.
So if you're charging me,
Let's say since you and I edit
Yes.
approaches like someone say, this
Oh yeah.
how would you determine the rate?
My rate will be determined by firstly my experience, the things I've done, and the equipment I have. That's mostly how I gauge it, because if I can have a good quality and I can show them that quality, obviously, then my value automatically goes up. I'm not going to charge the same as the person who cuts on the phone. I have a camera, and so I need to charge on a higher rate. And you research these stuff about how much, let's say, people are charging, and then you, in a competitive state, can try and fight that, charge a little less to give that person more faith. But people need the education as well, because I've had a lot of times with people undermine the industry, so they think what you're charging is too expensive. And you know that it's not, you know a lot of the equipment is expensive and everything. So you have to educate them to show them, no, this and this and this and this is what I need to pay. This and this is literally how much it is to be in this. So you need to respect that, and otherwise you don't have business. That's it. And keep it. But gauge it, man. Also in the beginning, it's kind of iffy because you're also trying to grow yourself. So it's like you need to find that balance to be like, I wanna get jobs also, I wanna get this paper, but I also don't wanna do that at the same time. I hope that answers your question.
I think in the beginning, just asking what can you offer me.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then talk.
And then talk and see. And also the other thing is as well is work out how much do you need to earn per month to survive. And then you go down and say, okay, daily rate, if I needed to, let's say you're not going to work every day, but let's say I will work 5 days, what is my minimum that I need to earn?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Restricted.
Because then you also value your own time.
Yeah, because it does time as well.
Yeah.
Editing does take time.
It
You
takes
sitting
time.
there all these hours, Yeah. Anyone else?
I think that,
Yeah, so.
So when you first got out, right?
Yeah.
Did you not have the problem of doing too much that you were asked for a very small price?
I did.
So, yeah. So how did you deal with that to a point where you say, okay, they paid me this much, so this is the type of work. It has to be good, but I said I'm only gonna edit it. I'm not doing motion graphics for
This and
it.
this,
I'm not grading it.
Yes.
I'm only editing it for this much.
Yeah.
Because even when you do video work, a lot of clients tend to do is like, yo, actually, can you just take us photos because they see the camera there, which is like a whole different part of it.
No, you have to communicate that. Like, are you gonna pay for that?
Yeah, but I want to know, how did you get to a point where you say, because sometimes you work with small guys that's trying to do some music videos. How do you get to a point and say, I want my work to look good, but I'm only editing for this much because that's how much you can afford?
Yeah.
And also trying to sort of control the quality of your work, because if it's graded badly, no one's gonna pay attention to the edit most of the time.
Okay, so maybe the goal here, you need to also establish your goal. So are you trying to work on different things to get your product out there, or are you trying to just get paid? So if you're gauging on that, on those terms, you as a person can only tell yourself that. To be like, if I'm gonna be working with these people, I know what I wanna take out of it. I want to produce stuff that's gonna maybe hook me up with somebody I need. So you kind of calculate it in how you move. So sometimes it will always be about, sometimes it will be about creating opportunity, because that's also an important value to have.
True. And then within that said, how then do you then prevent exploitation?
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to know what you're trying to do. I mean, you also have to think for yourself to be like, if they keep on using me, I'm being exploited. I'm not gonna do this. You know, you need to start paying me for this. But if you can see that maybe let's say it's a one-time thing or whatever, and it's gonna help you put you up. If it's not gonna do that, then you need to set your down to be like, no, if you want photos of this, you have to pay this much. You know, this is what I'm charging for photos per hour. And if you want videos, this is how I'm charging. And if you want it edited, this is what I'm charging. If you want it graded, or you can add the grading with the edit or make a package or something. But yeah, always gauge also your client to see where they are, how much they can afford, and try to meet them halfway in a way if you really need more jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
For editors, what online platforms would you suggest to have a work on? You know, for some creators cards, for content creators on YouTube,
Yeah.
Instagram, TV. Are there any other online platforms that you know of?
I'd rather stick to what everyone is using, because that's where your audience is. That's where the market is. You want to go to something exclusive because you're going to see it. You know, so if it is YouTube, that's where a lot of people are, then you're going to put it there. But you need to also add that with your marketing. You know, you need to be able to market that, because a lot of people are posting in that. You know, it's a competitive platform. But with reason, because it's got a lot of audiences. But you also want to put yourself to as many places as possible. So even if it is on Instagram, you can have short snippets, for example, of moments that are captivating. That's going to lead somebody to the video. So that can be part of your market. So you could be everywhere, I would say. Like place your content everywhere, but have a center where it actually is, which could be YouTube. Because that's where the instant access is. Unless you have an access to Netflix. That's going to be great.
Yeah, sorry, I'll bring, there are some South African kind of work sites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know I'm on a few of them. I'll bring you the links next time. Where people advertise and say we're looking for this, we're
Oh,
looking
this
for
is
that.
mostly for
Yeah.
getting
Getting work,
jobs.
getting
Getting work.
jobs. Yeah. Is that what you're asking? Yeah.
Or getting work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Also LinkedIn is kind of
Yeah, LinkedIn, and then there's opinions. That's when my phone is lost today. Yeah. How you start? How you survive?
But also always have your link ready, like have your content on there, so that if somebody wants something, it's ready. Just get the link.
Renat,
Yes?
that question you asked about how much work you put in, I think when you start out, you must just give it your all. Do you know what I mean? It's silly to start rating and saying,
Yeah, be too strict. That sounds like
too
it.
strict, and to say, hey, you're only paying me so much, I'm only going to give you so much. You know, at the beginning, I agree if somebody keeps on exploiting you after that. Yeah, you know they're getting more money. Because you'll start noticing that. And you can start looking for that. But I think in the beginning, just like throw it all. Yeah.
How long?
For how long?
Yeah.
The difference between an offline and an online editor and how the rates work. I remember Polly told us about this last year, but yeah, could you just break it down briefly in a
About the rates of
like the work.
Oh, the work. The online and offline.
The rates and how they differ.
I don't know much about the online. I haven't been dabbling in the field, but I know from what I know is the online guy. He gets more because he also does graphics and everything. So and grading and all of that. and being an offline is just cutting. So obviously, which has the most job to do will be the one that pays more. And yeah, basically that's it. Like being an offline editor, if you can have the ability to do both offline and online, then that would be great for you. But it will be a lot of work for you as well. Yeah, because it will take a lot of time.
I think online that I don't agree with it. But they say it's more skill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't agree with it. So online is basically, I think you can still work out there. Yeah? It's
Yeah.
offline and online.
Yeah.
So offline editors is you cut. And whatever. And then it gets like you do make an XML or whatever. It goes to the grader and the motion graphics and they finish it off. Alright, okay.
I would also say it's less work because they're just finishing off.
They're just
They're just
finishing
adding the
off. I
finishing
know. I think it comes a bit of a legacy thing.
Yeah.
Because online used to be really technical.
Yeah. Now they can actually.
Now it's much more actually, I mean, you can online.
Yeah. You could online, like you could buy something
Yeah.
like a graphic.
Yeah.
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 Maybe build it from scratch. I think maybe it was expensive but you need to build it.
You had to build it and it was much technical, it was much more than what it's now. But I mean, you're leaving with basically, your grading skills is online skill. Right?
Oh, you guys also graded?
You're doing the
Nice.
Yeah.
Doing great.
So it's a nice skill to say. I'm really glad with some to the classes.
Yeah.
It's a nice skill to put on your CV to say that you can do it. You can do it. And some of you can do motion graphics. So you will.
And like the thing I said with education, you're always teaching yourself. I had to like force myself to learn VFX when I was here. I think it was the branded content thing.
Yes, yes.
I was literally like, had to do VFX and I had to learn it. I didn't know how to do VFX. But I used to have the internet, so I watched tutorials. I did it. So you can just always just teach yourself. You can't, don't say you can't. So just, okay, I can do it. If you got an opportunity, say you can do it, go learn it. You know.
Is that it? Yes. Huh? Oh,
Yeah, that's that.
But I think it would be good, even when you're doing honors, to be working also on the side to build, because work experience also matters a lot. You have more work experience on the first chance.
What do you give honors? How much of that do you have? Should I sound like choose like should you do?
I don't know. I'll speak to the students. Speak to the current students. I wasn't, sorry, I was going to join the conversation. Do you know what? When I had a company, is then I did have a company for 10 years. Is what also happened is I helped out friends that didn't have work. So I always told them, you're welcome to come to my office. It doesn't cost me anything. Here's Wi-Fi and here's people. Do you know what I mean? So you must just, but my only thing was that you can't do it half-hearted. If you say you're coming, I want to see you here every day. You know what I mean? Get up, get dressed, get bathed, eat something, come here, even if you have nothing to do. Just sit down and start thinking, what can I do with today? I'm going to send out an email, I'm going to go there a little bit. Maybe I'll work and create something that I want to put on. I'm going to speak to people, there's people around me. I hear of something, I'll follow up on that. And I promise you, people that came just for that, within a month or 6 weeks, then something lands. So don't isolate yourself.
Create opportunities.
Do you know what I mean? Don't go and sit there and think, I'm all on my own. And I'll go on Facebook or whatever you go, I don't know what platforms you do. You know what I mean? And feel it's really make for yourself a routine. And you say, I'm getting up and I'm going to work. Even if work means looking for work. That's your work. Your work is to go and look for work. To also offer, to say, hey, you need that, I'll do it for you. Do you know what I mean? I'll come here, can I come and just join here and look for this to do? It's amazing how you find work in a network.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is also you don't get employed for your skill. Yes, you do, but no, you don't. You get employed because you are a person that delivers, that's giving something more than what they even ask. They can rely on you, you're consistent, you arrive on time. You know what I mean? Those are the skills. You're solving problems, you're not complaining about it. That is what will give you other work. And the most difficult thing is to find that first job.
Yeah. Once you find that
Because if you have that first job, and I know you'll be good at it, you know what I mean? If you have that first job and you do it well with your whole heart, things will follow. And there will be ups and there will be downs, but it will be fine.